Hi, this is Brenda McMillan, United Real Estate Queen City. Today is day 13 of my 30-day challenge to come on and talk about something real estate related. Today I'm going to talk about steps 8 and 9 together when it comes to the reason why we're doing 8 and 9 together is because 8 is actually something that is done by the attorney's office. It is the title search. And number 9 is the negotiation after you have your inspections done. There may be something in the inspection that you just cannot live with and that you want the seller to fix. And oftentimes you will go back and ask the seller to fix it. If the seller doesn't want to fix it, it may be a deal breaker and you may have to walk away. Or the other option would be, if the seller does not want to fix it, then they would give you a reduction in the sales price of the home. So that again would be a negotiating factor, and it would be between the buyer agent and the seller agent working for the buyer and seller to determine which one of those things would need to be done. Sometimes the buyer doesn't want to budge and the seller doesn't either, and then the buyer will walk away from the deal and try to find another home. So it just depends on the amount that the buyer and the seller are willing to negotiate, and that will determine what will happen at that point. So if there's negotiating that needs to be done, it will be done by the buyer agent and the seller agent for the buyer and seller, of course with their input, and then we would move forward to the next step. Sometimes having an inspection would make or break the deal. So it just depends on what the inspection says, and it depends on what the buyer and seller are willing to compromise and do. So we have 2 more steps left, but the inspection and the negotiating after the inspection is really key, because then you start getting into the appraisal, which is what the lender requires, an appraisal, so that the house will appraise at the value that is being offered. That you want to make sure that whatever your offer price is, you want to make sure the house will appraise at that, or the buyer may have to end up bringing more money to the closing table. And that's one of the things that buyer agents talk to their clients about prior to putting an offer on a home. So again, just wanted to talk about that. We'll talk about the other 2 steps. We only have 2 more to go. So we have 2 steps left in the 11-step process. I would love to talk with you about all of the steps required to get into your home. So if you have any questions, or if there's anything that you want to see or talk about on one of my sessions during my 30 days, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be glad to talk about it in a later session. But for now, I'm Brenda McMillan, United Real Estate Queen City, and I'm the key to your next home. I'll see you tomorrow.